Hey everyone, Couch Investor here with another video for today. Today's video I'm not going to talk about a disruptive or innovative company.
But isn't your channel supposed to cover innovative and disruptive companies only?
But I will talk about my cruise stocks. Some of you might know 2 months or so, maybe 3 months ago, I made a video about the cruise stocks. I've covered them thoroughly. I went over their balance sheets, etc. I actually own and bought Carnival and Norwegian Cruise Line. I did not buy Royal Caribbean because I didn't want to gamble on all three of them. I'm going to explain why I bought them and why I think it might be worth it to buy some stocks right now in case some good news comes in the next couple of weeks, maybe even month or so. We're going to go over the graphs as well, and then at the end of the video I will just conclude and say what I will be doing with my cruise stocks and my own thinking on why I think it's worth it and why I actually bought it way before everybody else was talking about it. So without further ado, let's dive into this. Alright, so before I dive into the charts, just a little intro about those cruise stocks. All of them have been hit super hard by the pandemic. Obviously, none of them have been sailing since I think March or so. So the stock went, for example, Carnival went from $52 to its lowest point at around $8 or $9 or so. So it's a risk worth taking, in my opinion, to have a super small position in your portfolio regarding one of the cruise stocks, because if it goes back up, let's say in 2 to 3 years to its $52 mark, you have quadrupled or even quintupled your investment, which is something not a lot of people can say in a matter of a couple of years. But we're going to look at the graphs right now and then look at some interesting articles and conclude this video. So first up we have Norwegian Cruise Lines. I bought Norwegian right around this price right here, which is $9.6, $9.7, so pretty low. I think it was right around here actually in April. It went back as low as that in May. Actually, I didn't buy more then. I actually sold some right around the $20 mark or so because I felt the stock went back too high too quickly. Then obviously the stock went even higher, but since then I think the stock went down 50% or so to around about $13, which is right at the support line. We have a mini resistance line right here at around about $16 or so. If it manages to break that $16 mark, I would say it might go and test that $18 mark next, but again, it might be going up way too quickly because cruises are not going to sail anytime soon. But I will explain later why I think in the long term it's worth it. As for Royal Caribbean, as I said, I did not buy Royal Caribbean ever. I just bought Carnival and Norwegian Cruise Lines. So as for Royal Caribbean, we can see that it's been one of the more steady cruise stocks, let's say. We can see the bigger picture that the stock went down from $140 to around about $20 or so, and now is making its way up to above $60. If it can break that, let's hope it forms a steady base right here, because otherwise I could see the stock go back down a bit. There is big support here at $45. Its highest point, like the other cruise lines, was right around here in June, when the Robinhood traders said this is enough gains for us and started selling all of that all the way down to $45, then bounced back off the support, and now it's hoping to break that $60 mark. But as I said, I'm filming this a couple of days early. Well, this is filmed on Monday before the market opens because I'm leaving on a short holiday. So forgive me if the price is maybe a bit above 60 or just under, but the hypothesis remains the same. If it breaks, I would hope it forms a solid base right here. If it fails to break, I would say it will stay between the $55 and the $60 mark for the next couple of days and then try and break it again. And for Carnival, it's basically the same, very similar to Norwegian Cruise Lines. We can see that the all-time highs, the top was at $52 or so. So if you're buying here as a gamble, or just know that it's a very risky investment, but with a very high reward if eventually it goes back up to $50 or so. But same thing here, I bought same time as my Norwegian Cruise Line position. Then I bought a bit more right around this price right here, $70 or so. Sold at $20, I think 100 shares, because I needed that money to buy into Tesla some more. And now we've seen that the stock went down all the way back to under $13 for a day or two. But I've put a support line at $14. I think that should stand as a big support line. Yes, sometimes it will go under, but overall it should always stay above that $14 mark, in my opinion. Then we have a resistance at $16.50 or so, but obviously a big one at $70 as well. But as of now, like with the rest, I would like it to consolidate around those prices right here and create a new support a bit higher, maybe at the $16.5 mark. And then eventually, when we'll hear some better news, maybe in September or October, see the stock go back up and maybe challenge this all-time high eventually when sailing will commence again. But overall, the reason why I bought into this stock, it's a very small position in my portfolio, is because, well, if it works out, I can quadruple my investment, which is something not a lot of stocks can promise you or can happen in the next year or two, even 3 years, let's say. So I'm pretty comfortable with my small position. Again, I know it's very risky, but I'm willing to take the risk. All right, so one of the reasons why the cruise stocks actually went down to almost their lowest point since June is because, well, they keep postponing the date that they will be sailing again. You can see here, of note today, a second Carnival owned cruise line, Holland America, has said that it won't try to launch any sailings of its vessel before mid-December. Princess Cruises had said earlier it would defer all voyages until December 15, which is a big dent in the company's future revenues. Other companies haven't yet pulled the trigger on further delays, yet even waiting until November, which is the current strategy for Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, comes with huge financial costs. Fixed expenses continue to burn cash from cruise ship operators' balance sheets, and the longer the company waits to reopen, the more they'll have to rely on outside financing to stay afloat. Now let's go and look at the Carnival news real quick. So Carnival provides insight on company's future. The company said that they have $7.9 billion on hand as of July 31st. Previously, the company disclosed that they are spending approximately $650 million per month to keep the company operational during the suspension of cruising. That number is down from $1 billion when the company first suspended operations globally. In the past few months, the company has taken numerous steps to add liquidity, including issuing bonds, selling over a dozen cruise ships, issuing common stock, and laying off both shoreside employees and onboard crew. Even burning through $650 million per month, the company's current liquidity gives it the ability to continue operating with little to no incoming revenue for a year. It's a positive sign, but also a worrying sign if you consider the situation not being better in a year's time. But they already have some cruises in line to start sailing beginning of September, as we can see here. The ship will do a domestic voyage operating within Italy. These sailings will also be only open to Italian citizens. So I think they will slowly start opening some cruises, maybe only domestically and only for one country specifically, because as of now, all ships in North America remain under a no-sail order from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention until September 30th. But we could see maybe that will change after September. Maybe in October they will be able to, I don't know, leave from Florida and go in the Caribbean or whatever, I don't know, with a max cap of 50%, 25% occupancy on the ships. But that remains to be seen, so I'll keep you updated for sure after that date is reached. Alright, so to conclude, like I've been saying, it's a super risky investment. That's why it's just a small portion of my portfolio. I've actually reduced my position when the stock went up way too much, but I still hold and I still believe those cruise lines will keep on operating even after the pandemic. And I strongly believe that they could reach their all-time highs back again in the next 2, maybe even 3 years or so. I would be happy to have my investment quadruple in those 2 to 3 years. So that's fine by me. I have some patience and it's always good to have maybe a little portion of high risk stocks such as cruise lines and maybe even casinos, but that's going to be in my next video. Again, this video was filmed on Monday because I'm actually leaving on holiday for the week, so I'm gonna be back on Sunday. So this video about cruises is from Monday, and my video on Thursday about casinos is also going to be filmed today. So sorry about the prices inaccuracy or so, but for the longer term it all remains the same. That will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe now's the time to hit that subscribe button. And if you have some questions regarding those stocks, leave it down in the comments below. I will gladly answer all of them. And like always guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.